Hello everyone, welcome back to the Escape Pod. I'm Sal.
I'm Nathan.
And we're reading through The Witcher by Andrzej Sapkowski. This is our review of the second book. I almost said second video, but it might be our third video. The first recording was kind of long. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
This is essentially we are reading through the Witcher books in preparation for me playing the games on my gaming channel, Jawsome Possum, and for us to do another review of the TV show. Well, Netflix show, whatever.
I mean, obviously, it's gonna be done by the time we get to this video. But if you really wanted to kind of milk the shit, you could just release it as a series of reviews of the short stories for the first two.
That's a good idea. That's marketing. Yeah, that's marketing.
Because all of those are gonna be just past the 15-minute that magic number.
Indeed. So yeah, we are going through the books. I currently am in the middle of the last book in the chronology, Lady of the Lake. Mm-hmm. You are on the fourth book. You just finished the fourth book.
I did.
But we were reviewing the second book, which is this one in the middle, which again has the publication order was stupid. Actually, at a bookstore. I was at a bookstore the other day. Because if you don't know, I said in the first video, but these two books came out first, and then this book and the rest.
Yeah.
I was at a bookstore the other day, and they had the Last Wish and the other book in.
And they fixed it?
They fixed it.
That's great.
Eventually.
I can't wait to not collect that.
Too bad I got it first edition, so I guess to go fuck myself. But we are reviewing Sword of Destiny, if you remembered from our last video. I don't know if you do. These books are okay.
Yeah.
So that tone's gonna stay throughout and in fact get worse. So actually it'll get better, then it'll get terrible. In my opinion.
I'll take it's been gently coasting.
When you don't know how it ends up, it feels great. And then once you know where it's going, it's like, wow.
It kind of poisons the well.
It poisons the well.
Oh.
Dude, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but the moment the Lady of the Lake starts is like immediately like tasting acid in your mouth.
Oh.
It's like you had like some nice chocolate and then just the acid reflux is really bad. And you're just like, your throat's burning, and you're like, why did I even do this? But you've already gone so far that you can't stop. It's like that.
I feel that.
Yeah, we're reviewing the second book, technically.
Yeah.
Sword of Destiny, which is another short story collection. No overarching narrative like the first book, like The Last Wish, which is good.
Because I didn't like that in the first one.
Yeah, it was, I think it's okay.
I think it's okay. I think the result with this book is that it tends to make it feel like and then this happened and then this happened, like it's all like
I agree with that.
It's not worse, it's just different issues. So.
I agree. So this book is kind of interesting because it's another short story collection, but each short story is a bit longer, which is nice because you get more time with the characters and things, which I enjoy.
Flesh it out a bit. We have 6 stories to go through, and this is kind of the book where you realize he's decided on what the plot is. Yeah.
The first book was definitely at the start him doing random short stories, riffing off fantasy characters. Now he's actually like, I know where this is going, kinda.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like this is still referencing and adapting this thing, but also in my world that I made, like this is what's happening, and that's gonna come back. So keep it.
Yeah, we saw this kind of in the story The Last Wish, where like Dandelion came back, because in the first book, no one really crossed over stories. And then at the end of Last Wish, when they met Yennefer, then it started to kind of like, oh, Dandelion came back, guys.
Yeah.
We see more of this in this book, especially. So the first story is The Bounds of Reason, which for those of you keeping score at home, this episode was adapted for Netflix.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It was.
Yeah.
Terribly.
Well, that's
tally.
Par for the court. Oh, yeah.
Remember we had the gimmick with the tally?
How many did we get? At least.
I don't want to count that high.
Okay.
Neither do you.
But here's
do you want to talk about
for video 2? Do you
want to talk about Bounds of Reason? I did the whole intro.
Shit, you did. So Geralt kills a basilisk, and like he's been gone for a while, so everyone's like, oh, he's probably dead. We'll just nick his stuff.
Just take a shit.
And Dandelion's like, can you not?
He's not there.
Please.
That's in the Netflix episode. See that?
I swear he like comes over.
No, that's later. That's later.
But someone else is there who's like, hey, that shit's not that's not Gucci.
That's 3 jackdaws.
Oh, it's 3 jackdaws that says it there. I don't give a shit about that. So everyone's like, hey, we'll just nick his stuff. 3 jackdaws, rather.
Borscht 3 jackdaws.
Borscht 3. That's...
And his 2 Zeraconian companions, T and Z.
Or Tea and Vea. Or Tia and Via.
So T and V.
Yeah, T and V.
T and V.
Like Betty and Veronica, except even more lesbian-ish.
So is Borscht 3 jackdaws Archie?
I certainly think so. Actually, no, he's the ultimate being, which is the fusion of Archie and Jughead.
That's too much power for a man to wield.
But they're there, and they're just like, hey, don't do that. And then they're like, we're gonna do it anyway. And then T and V are like, we're gonna fucking kill you if you try. And they're like, all right, I guess we won't do that.
And then Geralt shows up like, you're trying to steal my shit, and they're like, no.
No, hey, oh, you good. We'll pay you.
They paid him.
That's great.
And 3 jackdaws is like, hey man, you're pretty cool, right? You're a witcher? He's like, yeah, I guess so. And he's like, do you kill dragons? And Geralt's like, why the fuck would I kill dragons? And 3 jackdaws is like, sick. And I want you to keep that and put them back of your head that will not come back later.
No, certainly not.
They go to a tavern. Not with Dandelion.
No, but...
He's trying to figure this out.
No, but...
We really prepared for this show.
So
hey, we set up lights this time. That was a lot of effort.
That's true. It's very hot.
And we have a tablecloth.
So you're just going to see, like, a darkening circle right here by the end.
I'm glad we're both wearing, like, light shirts.
Yeah, perfect.
But we have... but we're in our underwear, so it's fine.
But here's... What? Anyway. But here's the thing. I read this book... And I have the wiki open, and the people on the wiki really like these, so they're being very detailed. So, like what we said, that was like 5 or 6 paragraphs of the summary.
Yeah,
so
on the bus, I was trying to like, because I read this book like a few months ago, and on the bus, I was trying to like remember like all the specifics, and like I was like, I'm basically reading the story again. Whoever did the fucking wiki really went hard for the money.
You need like
Go hard for it, honey.
You need like the summary and then the overview and then the summary or some shit. Because holy fuck.
Because the overview on the wiki, I love when we shit on wikis, by the way. The overview on the wiki is like very like, just like, hey, this is the first story.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a fucking like gigantic like essay.
It's crazy. Okay, so. They go, team Borscht 3 jackdaws.
Did you almost say Team Go?
No, I almost said Team Geralt, but he's not the team leader. So team 3 jackdaws, they're at the tavern, they're eating shit and having a good time over how much they like to not kill dragons.
And at one point, Geralt asks T and V, like, hey, why are you with 3 jackdaws? Who's like kind of like...
The frumpiest.
Like a frumpy, like he's a knight. He has no weapons.
He got no weapons.
He's frumpy. He's kind of older.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like he's and the Zeracarian warriors are kind of described to be like beautiful and like muscular and like just like
Amazons
basically. And Geralt asks, why are you with this guy? And then they say he's the most beautiful.
Which, you know, that's, you know, if you're
subjective.
If you're kind of a 3 jackdaws kind of fella, there's hope for you too.
There's hope for you too. But he probably has money though.
Get money. Work hard. I'm not saying it's easy.
Like I'm at the store and I see like some like old white guy like in his 50s and like some like young like 20 something like Asian girl with like booty shorts and a crop tops with them like on his arm. I'm like, that man's got money.
It's on both halves of that story. That's a great reminder of why you need to like work hard and study, because either one could be you. So it's either an encouraging tale or a very cautionary tale.
Right.
But
that's what we provide here on the Escape Pod. We also provide Witcher book reviews. So go on.
So
it's fucking hot in here.
It's getting toasty already. But meanwhile, while they're kind of... Oh, wait.
What are you doing?
I'm trying.
Let me handle this. He's got this.
So they go on the entourage to head out for this dragon because as it turns out, all these people that don't like killing dragons hear about the shithead dragon that was around.
No.
And it caused issue.
Wow. What a coincidence.
Yeah. So they get stopped at this bridge, not a bridge, or it is a bridge.
It's a bridge.
It's a bridge.
It doesn't matter what the fuck it is. They just get stopped somewhere.
Yeah, I pictured it as like a cliffside, and I know this isn't how it's described at all, but in my mind it is literally like a 4 foot wide cliffside path, and then all of a sudden there's just a checkpoint. I'm just like, no.
That's funny. Yeah. I like that the interpretation.
It's because.
But they're chilling there. There's basically everybody outside this bridge they can't get through because there was a dragon attack.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people want to join like the procession to go chase after the dragon.
Yeah. One
of the people there is Dandelion, and it's like, oh hey Dandelion, what's up? And like they just bump into him. Yeah. I guess he's just there. Which is fine, because Dandelion likes to chase after glory and shit, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Audio's recording, right? I don't know why I just got immediately paranoid. I don't know why.
No, yes, it is. Let's go on. So King Nidamir is like, hey, if I kill the dragon, then I'm a badass, and I get more things than I have.
And I get this sweet puss I'm trying to score.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he gets the chick.
Good for him.
Well, is it? I guess it's good for him. But apparently, I have to bring this up.
Do you?
But because one of the things they kind of discuss is the glory of killing dragons and like how it's a knightly, like high honor thing. And this dragon they're chasing is like sick and dying as shit because this one random peasant named Sheepbagger baited it.
That's a made-up name.
That's his title now for this great deed.
Sheepbagger.
Yeah,
good for fucking him.
Well done. He decided to use biological warfare on this dragon.
I mean, honestly, what a fucking baller.
That's so good. That's great. He just loads up this dead sheep with a shit ton of poisons.
What a smart fucker.
And then the dragon eats it, and it doesn't kill it.
Yeah, Hellebore, Belladonna, Hemlock.
Is that that sounds like a reference to a better fantasy series?
It is. But, go like Hemlock Hunters on Facebook.
Do it. Do it right now. Exit this video. And go.
No, just open a new tab. Don't do that. They're already gone. They're fucking gone.
Yeah, they're listening to me. So.
But yeah, so basically then they're chasing after the sick and dying dragon. And I think I want to talk about this for a second. So you have Geralt the Witcher, and you have the Witchers.
Yeah.
And I'm at the last book, and I don't quite get the Witcher order. Still, I'm still like, what the fuck is it? Because like I get that like kids are brought there.
Yeah.
They grow up to be Witchers. There's only a very few of them left. There's no set number.
Yeah.
And they only talk about Kaer Morhen as the only school for Witchers, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
And I'm at the end of the book series, and so you have Geralt, who's a Witcher, a monster hunter. It's literally his job. He's biologically he's engineered.
Yeah. Not man, not machine.
No, not. I know. I was thinking about fucking like the $1 Million Man or something. I don't know why. But his whole thing and his whole order is to kill monsters. And then we get slapped with this. So Geralt says we don't kill dragons because they're not violent. They're not.
Yeah.
Evil. Mm-hmm. He explains that's why he explains to Jackdaws why he doesn't kill dragons, because they're not violent. But then we have dragon hunters.
Yeah.
So we have Witchers that hunt monsters.
Yeah.
And in this world of monster hunters where they basically monopolize their profession, now we find out, and they're never mentioned again, that there are also dragon hunters.
Well, I get that, because that's just a medieval-y thing, like, and that's.
There's a lot of. All right, I want to stop you though.
Okay.
I apologize.
All right.
Andrzej Sapkowski, depending on what he wants to spoof, will make up new things despite it making sense.
Right.
He will just decide, now there's this in the world. We never talked about it before. It's a big deal, and this is a thing. Like, the fucker just does this. Like, he just, oh, by the way, there's dragons and there's dragon hunters. We'll never talk about them ever again. But here they are.
Well, they're kind of like big game hunters, where it's a topic that doesn't interest Geralt, or as he says, they're not like dangerous. So I could see it not being brought up as like, because dragons don't attack major castles or cities, and it's not newsworthy.
I guess you got a point. I just find it funny. There's like another monster hunting sect that gets brought up and then immediately discarded for the rest of the fucking series.
Well, especially since there's the fucking 3-man team that are they're like the super legendary ultra ones that are the best at killing them, and it's like, what? How did you do this? Do you have dragon hunter schools?
How'd you learn that trade?
Did you just watch Rain of Fire?
Like,
I did.
Rain of Fire is a good movie.
It is.
Yeah, man.
It's a classic. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah. So they meet up with a bunch of. So basically they find out that in this in the procession going to kill the dragon, there's a sorceress.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's Yennefer. What?
It's been so long.
It's been 4 years.
I didn't miss her at all. Geralt missed her though.
Good for him.
So that's
basically, we find out that there are a bunch of people waiting outside to get in to join the procession. There's Dandelion. There's also some fucking wizard guy, some druid fucking wizard guy.
He's like a uber priest cocksucker.
Doragray.
Yeah, him.
And he's like there to like dissuade everybody, or what's he there to do again? I forget.
I think he's the one. I think everyone there is going, okay, we kill this dragon, we get money. But I think Doragray is going, oh, this is a holy mission to purge this vile monster.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay,
yeah, it's one of those. Yeah.
But there are people there. There's Ike of Denisel. There's Ike. Ike the Knight.
I like Ike.
There's Boholt, who is who's Boholt again?
I don't fucking know. Where are you getting these names?
The article that you're on.
I'm on it. Boholt. Yeah.
He's part of the Reavers.
Oh, he is.
The super ultra awesome. I love if you go to his page on the wiki.
Is his
article.
Whole thing is he is a member of the Sinford Reavers?
No, it's his character from the Hexer. Because is he in the Netflix? Oh, we have to go to the. I love it because the wiki is so passive aggressive, where they have like a separate tab for the Netflix show because it deviates so hard that on the main one will be like the books and then the Hexer and the games, but then you have to go a separate thing for the Netflix.
That's you know what, you got some points back from me, witcherfandom.com.wiki.
And there's also Yarpen Ziggurin and his crew of dwarves.
I love Yarpen.
Yarpen Ziggurin is fucking great.
He's great.
I love him.
He's Gimli, but he's great.
There's like 5 Gimlis.
But he's the most.
Here's another thing I want to talk about, and this is like thoughts that I've had for a while that stretches the whole series.
Sure.
Andrzej Sapkowski will make a dwarf character, and then whenever after that point there's other dwarf characters, they all know each other, and they're always like somehow bump into each other. This is a big world.
It's a small dwarf world.
And I fucking hate it because the whole middle books is trying to find one person, but the whole series are also just bumping into everybody else. It's great. But Yarpen Ziggurin's cool.
He is cool.
But they get him because Geralt tries to bribe a guard, and then 3 jackdaws is like, I have more money. Yeah. Here you go. Again, alluding to the fact that he just has fucking bank, which is why he has these whamming with him.
Yeah, and then it's great because they bribe their way through, but then Doragray is like, I scared him with my magic. I'm the best.
And everyone's like...
I was like, he's the he's the one kid in high school that always wore the Naruto headband that you like, and your mom made you invite him to the party, and he's just like ninja running and like trying to do kickflips and shit. And it's kind of just embarrassing. That's what most sorcerers kind of are in The Witcher, besides Yennefer and all of the ones that want to fuck Geralt. It's one of two sides. They're either the Naruto kid or they want to fuck Geralt.
I don't want to get into the whole Geralt sexuality thing yet.
All right. I mean,
you tempted me. You laid the bait. I'm not taking it yet.
Okay. All right. Well,
I will one day. I promise you.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, don't be the kid with the Naruto headband. Here, you can read. I'm gonna do a Naruto rant.
Exactly. Yeah. Parents, if you see your children, if your children tell you they want a Naruto headband, no. If you see them with it one on, slap them. Put them on the straight and narrow, right away. Is there? I can't remember if they have a big deal of the Geralt, Yennefer. Should I keep talking? I don't know what I'm. Oh, I know what he's doing. So just take a second.
No, please continue. Go on.
Did you wear that in high school?
No.
Okay, all right.
I got this at Anime World.
Okay, all right.
It's gonna be here now for the rest of the video.
Good, perfect. Yeah, hide your Witcher medallion behind the Naruto. So I can't remember. Do they make a big? I have the wiki right in front of me, but I'm calling on your memory. So at this point, this is the impact it left on us. Is this one of the Geralt Yennefer reintroductions to each other where they make a big deal about it, or is it one where it kind of
this
just
is the
slides?
first one? Yeah.
So they do make a big deal.
Yeah, because
Okay.
from what I remember, for some reason they jumped 4 years.
Yeah.
And they've, like, apparently between The Last Wish and now, they lived together in Vengerberg for an undetermined amount of time.
I think it was like a year.
A year or something. They lived together in Vengerberg, and of course you don't see this beautiful interaction or whatever, but... And then for some reason they split it off because they're weird. Then it's been 4 years. Time is... Because they need to get to Ciri being old enough to be in the plot, so that's why we're doing this.
Yeah, that's
the reason why.
That's the whole reason.
So if we put the relationship on a standstill till we actually get Ciri aged up, we're fine.
Yep.
I will not look at the... You said my memory, and
Perfect.
I'm with you.
So...
Anyway, they get in. They're with the company. Yennefer is like... Fuck off, Geralt, I want to talk to you. I don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
I'm mad at you. This is not the last time we will say these words ever. She's there to collect some dragon stuff because she wants to cure infidelity. Then
wait.
Yeah.
Infidelity?
Yeah.
Or infertility?
Infertility.
Okay.
One of the two.
And one.
What does infidelity mean again?
I don't. I have a vague idea.
Ooh,
yeah.
Action of being unfaithful to a spouse's sexual partner. Well,
that's something she needs.
That's actually true. They both actually do need a cure for infidelity because, not to spoil it, but like literally, if Geralt and Yennefer are apart for like 2 seconds, they're like, "Wow, the other one doesn't love me. I'm gonna go fuck somebody else."
I mean, to be fair, Yennefer goes that way even when Geralt is her. We'll get there in a bit.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, so they're with the company. They travel together. They have like this.
Sheepbaggers, like, also they're like guide, by the way, for this company.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I don't know why. He thinks he's some hot shit.
Yeah, it's weird. But I think so. The weird thing for me is they have this first bridge. We need the safe conduct passage.
Then there's a second bridge.
Then there's a second bridge, and shit goes wrong at this bridge too.
Well, because there's a fork in the road.
Yeah.
And Sheepbagger's like, this is the better way to go.
Yeah.
Then they go that way. Then the fucking bridge. Then there's another bridge and it collapses.
Yeah.
It collapses.
So.
And then 3 jackdaws and company fucking die. They fall into the abyss and die.
Mm-hmm.
Good on ya. And then Geralt like is hanging, like he stuck his knife in like the wall, or whatever. He's hanging, holding Yennefer, And the people up top are like debating, like, well, we like Yennefer. No, we like Geralt.
Yeah.
We hate Yennefer. So
Geralt,
Geralt's strong. He can hold on for a while. Yennefer though can't hold on as long. So if we wait a little bit,
she's gonna fucking
fall. And then we can just bring up Geralt because he's our bro. And then while they're fighting Ike, who's the Puritan knight, who's all like he wants to fight the dragon honorably and not like use cheap tactics, just like Bert brings him up.
I like Ike.
And he's like, the reason why the bridge fell is because these filthy dwarves are a part of our blah blah blah, and he's a little weird.
But he is also like, and they're just like, wait, Ike, you saved us? I thought you hate Yennefer because magic.
Yeah, because magic.
Like, I do.
But she's a woman.
And she was helpless. Any other situation, she's fucked. But I'm a knight.
I feel like dying is a helpless situation.
That's, well, yeah, you know.
But okay, Ike. Ike gets fucking memed in the show. I digress, though.
I mean, he kind of gets memed in the book, too.
But in the show, he literally just, like, eats some random monster and shits himself to death. Remember that? That's that guy.
It's been a long time.
It's been a few months.
It hasn't been long enough, but it's been a while since I've watched The Witcher.
So they go to where they think the sick dragon is, and Geralt already talked about how there's no, like, such thing as, like, a gold dragon. There's, like, green and some other colors.
Well, it's funny because it's like, yeah, there's green, red, and black, but none of them are necessarily that color. And it's like, okay.
It's because the author doesn't know.
Yeah.
But behold, it's a golden dragon, and Geralt's like, what the fuck? These don't exist. These are only in legends.
And this one talks.
And he talks telepathically.
Yeah.
Because they're all bickering over who should attack the dragon first.
Yeah.
And the dragon's, and Sheepdagger's like, I'm gonna poison him. Like the last one. And the dragon's like, no, you're not.
No, don't do that shit.
No, you're not gonna do that, actually.
Yeah.
And Geralt's, and so they kind of like to try to decide what to do. Ike decides to challenge him to a duel. The dragon's like, yep, all right, remember, guys, I'll fight you people, but no magic.
Yeah. 1v1, honorable combat, no items, final destination.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Right, honorable.
Yeah.
But of course he's a dragon, so it's.
But he's a drag. Yeah, it's what he would call unfair items. I would call evening the playing field. But they joust.
Yeah, no, this dragon is you when we play Halo. Where you're like, where I'm like, guys, are we all gonna agree to just like this weapon set? Like we'll play SWAT, BR, and pistols, and we're all like, okay. Nathan, 2 minutes later, in the fucking ghost running over everybody.
It's by any means necessary. I respect this dragon.
You're so the heel.
I mean, yeah.
It's all about the game and how you play it.
Exactly. It's time to play the game. But so the golden dragon. This is so fucking hilarious because to my memory, and I could refresh myself, but I'm going off of how I remember this going. The golden dragon and Ike jousts, and then the dragon, because it's it's like a giant horse that's even more intelligent and infinitely more deadly. Instead of just coming at him head on, it jumps out of the way and then slashes him off with his dragon claws. Because you can't joust a dragon.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It was very poorly conceived, and they built up, Ike being
a badass,
the uber badass, honorable knightman, and he just dies.
For the sake of time,
yeah,
I'm gonna stop looking at the wiki.
Okay.
I feel like the wiki's gonna slow us down.
I mean, it's all. Basically, no one else decides to do that. Lo and behold, 1v1 the dragon.
And I remember at some point they restrain Yennefer or something, and I say I'm not gonna look at the wiki, but now I'm instantly like, what the fuck? Because these books have a real lasting impact on you.
Yeah. Well,
so you read this how many weeks ago? 2 or 3. And it's already out of your fucking brain?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Jesus.
I just read a George Washington biography that was fucking great.
That's good.
It was way better. But so here, I'll summarize.
Thank you.
What I'm pretty sure.
I need help here.
So the threesome force, the Crinford Reavers, they start doing their thing of taking on the dragon and doing quite poorly.
Yeah, for the legendary Reavers.
Yeah, they get memed. But Yennefer gets tied up because they're like, you're a magic shit heel that likes dragons and fuck you. And then like the golden dragon is like, this is the dying green dragon's egg that I decided to protect because I promised, and then it hatches and then it helps free Yennefer.
Oh yeah.
And then so golden dragon and the Zerrikanians.
Let's not forget that Bullholt like sexually like assaults Yennefer and like rips open her bodice and touches her tits.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for that, I guess. That was important for a character arc.
We need to establish he's a bad man.
Needs to get that heat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's all for the heat.
Sorry, we're using wrestling terms.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Look it up if you don't understand. Expand your consciousness. Yennefer can use foot magic, which I don't think that's gonna come back.
But you forgot in this wiki to say, once free, if not injured, Yennefer uses her foot to cast a spell at the villagers. The person who wrote this really likes to have fun.
It's
like earlier they say,
if not injured with a
a capitalization,
not a capitalization, with an exclamation point.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I like stepped into the trap and then pulled out and then you dove.
Yeah. But earlier in the summary, we have sitting. This is about Ike sitting very erect in his saddle. He moves to charge the dragon, but the beast is very agile and effortlessly sends the hapless knight (parentheses) along with his horse (exclamation point) flying through the air with a flick of one claw. Next, please.
God, it's like a slightly shittier fanfic version of the story.
It's like a mom wrote this.
Yeah.
Like a witty Facebook mom decided to write Witcher story summaries.
Do you think it was Andrzej Sapkowski's mom doing it to make it look like people really like his work?
Andrzej Sapkowski.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I could see it.
Probably.
Mrs. Sapkowski, please DM me. Let me know.
DM. You want Mrs. Sapkowski to slide into your DMs?
Yeah, slide up in my DMs. We'll keep it on the down low. I won't release the information. I just need to know.
You know, look at him. He's got that drip going on. You know what I'm saying? See, your cup dripped.
I did. Yeah, I did. I'm getting it everywhere.
Saved it.
Getting it everywhere. They save.
I can cut out us reading for a second if it's okay. I can cut it out. It's fine.
No, it's fine. The Zerrikanians come back and start wrecking shit. That's what really helps Geralt and Yennefer be free. I forget what disables Geralt, but he gets tied up. I think because they realize he wants to fuck Yennefer, and so they're like, "Hey, you probably won't like it if we just kill her."
Yeah. Also, Geralt uses an Igni sign. He uses some magic.
Oh yeah, he blasts him away.
He does the little. I want you all to savor this moment where Geralt uses magic. These moments are few and fleeting.
Yeah, I will counter that the magic is already kind of a boring system, so it's not a total loss.
But it's a power he should utilize if he has it.
That's
if
fair.
It's established.
That's fair. That's true. Fair point.
So they reappear. They fucking mess up people. Sheepbagger dies.
Yep.
Also, the whole time Yarpen Ziggurin's like chill. Obviously.
He's just like, I'm just gonna sit here and, stroke my massive cock and just call it good. I'm just like, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, and then doesn't the fucking wizard guy try to go for the dragon at some point or something?
Probably.
Anyway, we find out the golden dragon is actually Force 3 jackdaws.
Holy shit.
Dun dun dun. Isn't that so weird how he starts the story by asking if Geralt's cool with dragons, and then he uses Geralt to help him save a dragon?
What are the odds?
What are the odds? Isn't it weird that also Geralt finds his girlfriend and his best friend along the way? Well, what a coinky dinkle.
What are the odds? Oh, he gets killed by the Reavers and the dwarves.
Good for them.
I don't fucking... Oh, wait. I don't fucking care.
Oh, also, at some point, Yennefer's like, Geralt, help me kill the dragon, and I'll forgive you, and we can be back to normal. And Geralt's like, no. Like, I love you, and I want all that, but that's not happening. And I'm like, good for you. Yennefer's a kind of a manipulative bitch.
Kind of.
I'm being kind. Bad things happen to her later. I feel bad for her.
She's kind of not. That's because she's so much so that the kind of is like the...
I'm sorry.
Fuck Yennefer.
Also, Borsri Dakdaw is like, sorry, I can't heal your infertility.
Can't heal that either.
No.
But I don't think anyone can.
Then Borsch turns back into a dragon, promises his eternal friendship to Geralt, and heads off to the sunset with his new ward and his Zerikarian companions. Wait, his new ward?
Yeah, the baby dragon.
Oh, yeah, the baby dragon, yeah.
Yeah. The dragon prince. Well.
And then Geralt's like, I get what she said, he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
So that's the Bounds of Reason. Let's talk about that. It was okay.
As you can probably tell, did not leave much of an impression outside of the major key points.
Because here's, like, we said a lot of words.
Yeah.
And how far are we into the recording?
Oh, God. I want to say 15 minutes optimistically.
Yeah, so we're 36 minutes into our recording. Who knows how it is in the edit. Here's the story. I know, I'm sorry. We're one story and we're already 36 minutes in. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's okay.
This is how these are going to go. We have a lot to say.
You had to get your headband.
That took a minute.
That tacked on.
That's 2 minutes, maybe.
All I'm saying is all of the additions were absolutely necessary.
Yes, of course. Yeah. But, so we said a lot of words.
Yes.
A lot of things happened. Mm-hmm. Here's the gist of the story. Mm-hmm. Geralt kills a basilisk. Some guy's like, hey, dude, you cool with dragons? He's like, yes, I am. He's like, cool, let's party. They go and party. They find out that there's a dragon hunt happening. They're like, cool, let's go on the dragon hunt. They get to where the dragon's supposed to be. Oh, it's a gold dragon. That's different. Everyone tries to attack the dragon except for Geralt. And then the dragon's like, hey, man, I'm actually the guy from earlier. Also, we're cool.
Is this ice cream man gonna fuck our whole... Do we care?
There's an ice cream man. Deal with it. It's the summer. Fuck off.
Go get ice cream.
Go get ice cream.
What are you doing?
And if this is coming out in the winter, still get ice cream.
85 degrees. Probably.
It's hot.
It's hot.
It was the hottest day in Seattle yesterday in the past 11 years. And I felt it. But, yeah, that's the story. The story is Geralt goes and joins a dragon hunt, and then the dragons chill.
What are the odds that this thing we think is a monster...
is not a monster, and it's actually the people? That was cool the first time you did it.
I wonder if Andrzej Sapkowski is a member of PETA, because they really like those on-the-nose kind of...
But he still kills monsters and shit. He just...
Yeah, but
it's always the main monster who's not a monster.
Exactly.
He can kill a basilisk off screen and start of the story.
Yeah. But anytime someone is like, hey, I need you to kill this, they're the monster.
Yeah. So that story was sort of like whatever, because Geralt and Yennefer's relationship doesn't progress, it reverts. They don't grow together.
No.
Borsri Dakdaw promises his friendship. I'm happy to the last book. He hasn't, not only has he not shown up yet, he hasn't been referenced, nor have dragons been referenced.
Well, Geralt didn't swear anything back to him.
That's true.
He don't give a shit.
But yeah, this story, it's like, what was the point? Don't judge a monster, but Geralt did that from the start. He was chill with the monster from the get-go. Geralt from the story's beginning was like, I'm chill with dragons.
I guess...
Was it showing that people are mean?
I guess it was to show Geralt continue to get tempted to kill a dragon, even though he wasn't. But...
Is this showing that, like, is this a riff on just dragon hunting? Because he does that sometimes. He'll just riff on a thing and there's no point to it. He just said it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not... This is going to come back later. I just read this bit in the last book. He spends a whole chapter making fun of the Vietnam War. I'm not kidding. With like a character that was like a side character in like a book like forever ago, for a whole chapter of the last book, he just dedicates this time to a Vietnam War joke with like Uncle Sam imagery and make love not war shit, and I'm like, really? And the draft and stuff, and I'm like, this is what we're doing. So this is just another notch in the trend of like, I'm just gonna have a story with no meaning or with no real plot, kind of like a Shard of Ice. I hate this story.
This
story's bad, and you know it's bad because even the people on the wiki were like,
it's like this is the story you show to people when they say their favorite character is Yennefer, and it's like, you should read this.
Yeah,
that'll change your mind.
So Shard of Ice is interesting because Shard of Ice was not adapted into the Netflix show.
Yeah.
But the character of Istrid was adapted, but in a very different way.
Well, in the Netflix adaptation way.
Yeah.
Where instead of being like a kind of older white man wizard, he's a young black man wizard with a heart of gold. Because he's a good person and not also just a selfish petty twat.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I mean, at least they tried to make him more of a character in the Netflix show. That's appreciative.
That's something.
But like, why couldn't this random wizard guy be like, who's the guy in the first book?
Yeah. It's not Vigilforts, because that's also someone who should be that character.
It's not Vangerforts.
It's... You keep going. You keep going.
So Geralt is fighting a swamp monster, and he comes back to the town where Yennefer's with them, and they're clearly chill again, off screen. They're fine.
Yeah.
And you're to assume that I guess after the dragon story, they kind of got chill again, and now they're fine because they saw the beauty of the dragon or something. What's the guy's name?
It's Stregobor.
Stregobor. Why isn't it Stregobor? Come on.
Why do you have so many one and done characters that you could just consolidate and
Because some characters he just does one and done, and others just keep fucking coming back. Like, do you remember in the first book the random at the edge of the world, the random elf chick that was mean to Geralt and Dandelion that broke Dandelion's loot?
Yeah.
She just keeps coming back. I don't know why.
Yeah, because isn't she a member of the Squirrels or whatever?
Yeah, but all the sorcerers, one and done unless you're Vilgefortz.
Yeah.
Unless you're Vilgefortz, you're one and done.
Which that's why he's probably my favorite.
Well, yeah, because he actually has time to develop a character.
Exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, he goes back to Yennefer, and she's like, "You stink." Not abusive.
Take a bath, and then she magically makes him a bath, but it's cold water. She's like, deal with it. It's like, okay.
And then they're talking about how Istrid has moved into town, whatever town they're at. And apparently Yennefer, even though she's with Geralt right now, is fucking Istrid.
And she's like, I thought it was fine because I didn't think you guys would talk about it.
What a bad person. That's why when I play the Witcher games, I'm probably going to pick Triss as the final love interest. Honestly.
I mean, yeah, so far I haven't been overly fond of her, but she is, I would say, a significant step up from Yennefer.
I mean, at least Triss isn't fucking abusive and fucks for other dudes while, they're together.
No, I would much rather have someone who's, a little too needy than someone who is abusive and unfaithful.
Yeah, I'd pick a little needy any time of the week.
Yeah, that's
straight up. That's easy.
But yeah, so it's kind of so Geralt tries to or Geralt gets haggled down from his original price, even though it's mostly the price he wanted for killing the shit demon. And then they're like, hey, what do we do if there's more? And he kind of gives them detailed instructions and is like, yeah, but I'm not going to stay. Fuck off. And the mayor or whoever he's talking to is like, ah ha ha, you think you're going to leave, but Yennefer likes to stay here a while. And he's like, oh, fuck. And then I forget. Oh, right.
Let me summarize the whole fucking story.
Please
here.
do. I don't want to go in depth with this one.
The whole story is, so Geralt with Yennefer.
Mm-hmm.
Yennefer's also fucking Istrid.
Yeah.
We find out that so Geralt goes to confront Istrid, and they find out that Yennefer and Istrid have been like an item on and off throughout the years because they're wizards. They live forever.
Yeah.
So they've been a thing on off and on. And Istrid's like, yeah, like, I know Yennefer fucks a lot of people, but I feel like what I have with her is special. And Geralt's like, well, Yennefer fucks a lot of people when I feel for her is special.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're both, like, just pining over this woman who, like, has severe commitment issues. Severe. Big time. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're with somebody and they, like, cheat on you, that's done. I don't care how much you love them. I don't care how much. No, done. Bye.
Yeah, it's a bad call.
Yeah, bad call. But the whole book is basically Geralt saying, or Istrid being like, I'm gonna marry Yennefer, and you have to leave.
Yeah.
And Geralt's like, you're gonna leave because I'm with Yennefer, and I'm gonna be with her, and that's the whole story until at the end they agree to like a duel, and then Geralt shows up, and then he's like, nah.
Yeah, Istrid's just there, and he's like, yeah, Yennefer sent me a crow and says it's done, so... Or wait, no, but he's still, like, insistent. Because he's like, yeah, she dumped both of us, but for my honor to get her back the one more time, I'm gonna fight her. And Geralt's like, she dumped both of us? There's no reason to fight.
Yeah.
This is dumb.
Yeah. And that's literally the whole story. Now, I have to talk about this other problem, too.
Please do.
So this is clearly, because in the first book we didn't talk about that much, but in the first book I remember this now pretty distinctly. There's a lot of talk that Witchers are unfeeling mutants. You know where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
This is a discussion.
Yeah.
This is a discussion. We're doing this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Witchers are unfeeling, not emotional. They don't care for anything. They're just built to kill monsters. Yeah. And then Geralt mentions how he's kind of a defective mutant because he kind of does feel some things. But he still says he's like this uncaring, unfeeling Witcher, even though like he fucks anything that moves, which
pretty consistently. Yeah.
Which you have to feel something to fuck somebody, whether it's love, lust.
That's true.
Whatever, you have to feel an emotion to want to fuck somebody. If you were an uncaring, unfeeling person, you'd be like. Then you would be asexual. Not that asexuals are that way by default, but like, if you were unfeeling, uncaring, not wanting of people, not wanting of emotions, and don't have any emotions, then you wouldn't feel lust.
No.
You wouldn't feel ecstasy, desire. You wouldn't feel these things. Geralt feels these things. Geralt feels anger, fear, strength, happiness. Like, he's best friends with fucking the most flamboyant guy in the entire world.
It's true.
Like, and like, he clearly enjoys his company, even though he always dogs on him. Yeah. But they wouldn't be together if he didn't enjoy his company. So, like, Geralt... And this story was supposed to kind of be like, see, Geralt feels things now, and he's in love. And it's like, dude, I knew that from the fucking get-go.
Yeah.
Because you can't have a protagonist, an effective protagonist, that is unfeeling the entire time. It would not work.
Also, and
unless you were really fucking good.
Yeah.
And even you're going to probably do it for like a book.
Exactly. Yeah. Not without like bringing in like a co-protagonist who does feel things for you to focus on. But the funny thing is, and I'm sure we'll harp on it some more when we actually get there. But
I love harping.
You know when we meet like other Witchers, and they're like even more expressive and
like Geralt's like the most sullen one of them all.
I feel like
what the fuck?
He just got bored with the concept.
He did. No, that's like the thing, man. It's like he didn't think about the shit before he actually fucking published it, and it's obvious. Also, in the middle of this fucking story about who should fuck Yennefer, there's that random like knight guy who works for the alderman who's like, hey, you're hot.
Oh, yeah.
He fucking forgot about him.
It doesn't, because he's just like, hey, I've heard you're tough. I'm tough.
And that's the whole story. Then that's like the one fight of the book is, or the story is Geralt being like,
get out of my face. And she's like, oh my god, he is tough.
And it's like, wow, I know the last book. Get it?
It's all fluff and filler.
And I forget why it's called the Shard of Ice.
Oh, it's because they're in the cursed town where it's the Ice Queen that rode through it.
That's right.
And
yeah.
A whole...
And because jealousy, it's supposed to be a riff on that. I want to talk about the Eternal Flame.
I'd like to discuss this.
I know the whole story. I don't need the fucking wiki.
Okay.
Straight fucking up.
Okay.
The story is great.
It's very fun.
The story is...
Like, these first two stories were like a wet sock, but this one...
Yeah, well, because, like, the dragon story is fine until you get to the ending.
Yeah.
It's kind of an allegory for the whole fucking series. It's kind of fine to get to the end, and then it's like, oh, that's the ending. Gotcha. But Eternal Flame is great, so basically, like, Geralt comes to is it Vizima? Vizima? It's a big city.
It's in,
Novigrad, sorry. They're all the same because he doesn't really tell you what's the difference or where they are in relation to each other because he's a poor world builder. But, and that's just facts. Find me in the DMs.
It's true.
Geralt comes upon the city, doesn't matter which one it is, honestly, and he meets Dandelion being attacked by some woman who is like, you filthy bastard, I hate you, and
it's the fun stereotypical he's outside of her window as she's hurling all his shit down at him.
And you kind of go, oh, Dandelion, ba-da-ba-ba-da-da.
It is classic Dandelion.
And it's like,
I love it.
Best character. Nah, it's Siri, but so far, best character. Yeah, Dandelion holds it for $2, and then Siri has to fucking come along and rip that goddamn trophy from him.
I see. We'll discuss it when we get there. But I feel like Siri slightly depreciated with me, up at in book 4. But then the end of book 4 was like way better. It's like it's like the more time she spends with Yennefer.
Is Yenna book 4 the desert one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. Anyway, so he meets up with Dandelion, and Dandelion's like, oh, well, hey, girl, want to get some drinks? I have a friend in town. They go meet his friend, whose name is... Dainty.
Biberveld.
Dainty Biberveld, yeah. And he's this halfling guy, and he's, like, a merchant.
Mm.
He's sitting in a bar. He's kind of, like, fidgety a little bit, kind of nervous. They meet up and they're like, hey, we're best friends, buy us drinks. And he's like, okay, sure. And they're talking and they're bullshitting, and then the door bursts open and here comes Dainty. Covered in mud, like, points at Dainty, does Dainty, and he's like, fuck you. And they start attacking each other, and then we find out that the Dainty that was all clean was actually like a changeling. Yeah. He was a what's the official?
It's a
Doppler.
Yeah, Doppler.
I didn't see it, but I remembered it because in the Netflix show they fuck up Dopplers. But
yeah.
And we find that Doppler is like this amorphous blob. It's basically like if Ditto the Pokemon was like a race. Ditto changes into things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like Ditto.
Fucking
if Ditto
Jesus
was in
Christ,
The Witcher,
man.
And also not a Pokemon.
What are you?
I like one of the...
Can you keep up?
I really like that...
Sorry,
no, it's all good.
I'm gonna do a text.
I really like when Geralt is... Where they're all kind of discussing what the fuck Dopplers are, and Geralt's like, yeah, some people who've been trying to study it think it, like, may be the same kind of genes as lycanthropes, but, like... way better or mutated horrifically because there aren't any conditions that require the change. Like, it was a really weird just one-off thing. It was just like, okay, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, no, and yeah, more like cool to describe. I like when actually they go into world building and lore and talk about like how it's one of the things I do like that Andrzej Sapkowski does, where he like where Geralt, since he's knowledgeable about monsters, will talk about like discrepancies between cultures of what the monsters are and then what they actually really are.
Yeah.
There's a bit later on in one of the books where they talk about vampires. And there's a whole fucking like debate on like vampires. And I'm like, this is good. Why can't we have more of this?
Yeah, because that whatever the Beauty and the Beast short story.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's this, or this, which are all kinds of vampires, and then it's like, oh wait, no, it's this kind of vampire.
Yeah, that's good shit. That's
awesome.
good shit. But so we have this Doppler. His name is Dudu. Love him. And he's causing a ruckus. The innkeeper's like, oh, and some people come, and Dudu has to act all natural and normal or whatever. No, that's later. Sorry.
They do have a little something like where he changes back into Dainty.
Like for a little bit.
Because they're just like, yeah, everyone thinks halflings look the same, so just do it. No one will notice.
Yeah, and Dudu eventually escapes because Geralt tied him down with a silver chain, like his silver chain he used in the very first story, I think. Similar.
Probably.
Yeah, similar. And ties him down. He eventually gets away. They're chasing him through the streets, and we find out that the Dopplers like not only turn into your appearance, but also they know how you think.
And they're very vague about how much of your memory they get, but it's kind of implied they get like some of it.
Yeah.
Like recent memory or some shit like that.
So it's cool because basically we find out from Dainty that the Doppler, Dudu, robs him on the road, sold all this shit, brought it to town, and sold everything. And then bought like a bunch of like random shit.
Yeah, he took up his trade of investing in a bunch of different shit, and he's like, this fucker isn't me. He doesn't know what's it do. So this is like, I'm ruined. And it's this fucking hilarious scene at the bank where Dainty's like trying to figure out.
Yeah, well, they're in the pub, and like I think Dudu's still with them.
Yeah.
And like people, no, I think he might have escaped by that point, and they haven't caught up with him yet because they're chasing Dudu around the town. And he turns into Dandelion, and then he turns into Geralt, and then Geralt and him are staring down, and Dudu's like, you know that I'm really a person. Like, I'm a monster, but I think and I feel. And even though I know you're a Witcher, now that I know you won't do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
But then they have the turnaround where Geralt's like, if you're really me, then you realize what I can really do.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, fuck. All right, fine. No mirror match. It wouldn't turn out well.
Yeah, then he turns into Dandelion again, goes off somewhere. And then the chick from earlier...
I love this.
Knocks fake Dandelion on the head, and Geralt's able to subdue him. But then we have this bit with Dainty, where, like, people are coming in to tell him, like, hey, sir, like, we have your money.
Yeah.
And he's earning all this fucking money from the random bullshit he bought and then sold again.
Yeah, he's getting updates on a bidding war that's happening for one of his things, where he's like, this offer's coming in, you told us not to sell below this, do you want? And then someone else is like, wait, they just upped it, and he's like, go sell it. And they're like, what is it? I don't fucking know, I'm making money.
Yeah, and then we find out that there's been the Church of the Eternal Flame or whatever, this big cardinal guy in the town. Is really important and shit.
Super Inquisitor.
Yeah, super inquisitory. And as a story progresses, we find out that like there was a war in a distant country, which is nondescript, of course, because why would it be?
I don't think it even ties into the main story, which they could have done.
Well, he didn't think about it yet. Sorry.
Oops!
Oopsie! But basically, Dudu bought like the cloth they need to make their tunics, the color they need to make their flags, the imports that normally come from the place they defeated that are now going to be super expensive because it's going to take forever to get trade back up. So now he like owns the fucking market.
Yeah, and not only that, but he bought like one or two random things that were worthless to throw everyone off so they wouldn't invest in the stuff he knew would make a shit ton of money.
And
so he not only has a shitload of it, he has like the monopoly of it.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so then like Beavervelt's like, you know, like, if you want, like, halflings look alike anyway, no one really notices us one from the other.
Yeah.
We could be cousins.
Yeah.
And Dudu's like, yeah, cousin, That's right. And so basically the two of them agree to work together.
That's so good.
To make money.
It's so good.
It's so great. I fucking love this story. Because you find out that Dopplers are like have been persecuted forever, and they just want to find a home somewhere, and then like, you know, they just want to fit in. And it's really fucking depressing, and so like Biervelt's like, well, I'm a halfling, so like I understand that.
Yeah. And it's great because throughout the whole story you have Chappelle popping up every now and then.
Yeah, the guy,
the Inquisitor man, and he's like, yeah, we're trying to light the eternal flames for the city, and you know we can't have any like heresy or monsters or anything. So like, if there's anything there, Geralt, just if you just let me know. And he's like, okay, fine. And then in the end, when he does confront Dudu, and it's like, wait, no, we're working it out, and he's like, oh no, I'm also a Doppler.
I'm also a Doppler.
It's like, okay.
We're chill. All right. And it's a great story.
It's so fun.
It's this fun little thing of like, it's really imaginative.
Yeah.
Of like this like Doppler underground society, and like they say like they're non-violent.
Yeah.
They just want to live amongst people. They're very kind. They don't want to get persecuted.
Yeah.
Like the actual Chamberlain or whatever like died like a few months ago, and he took over.
Yeah.
Because everyone said, wow, it's so great how like by the light of the eternal flame he got better from that deathly illness. And it's like, whoops, oopsie.
I also
which is really weird because in the Netflix show, the one Doppler that shows up is like a fucking crazy murderer who like loves to wear different skins. What the fuck?
It's almost like they wanted to be edgelords.
It's almost like they watched Game of Thrones and said there's face shifters, and we kind of have that in The Witcher race. Let's just make it that.
Yeah, it's
very good.
I do like because when Dudu escapes, I immediately was like, oh no, it's gonna do the like chase scene where it's like, but they lose him because he can be any face, but then he subverts it and goes, no, I can only like do it with people I have like been around for a while, so he can only transform into like dainty Dandelion and Geralt.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, you can't just look at someone in a crowd and turn into them.
And we set up the chick earlier who is
the misplaced comeuppance. It's so good.
It's very good. This is a great story. I didn't even, and again, the first two stories, like you said, wet fucking sock. And I couldn't like remember them for the life of me. That one though, I didn't even look at the fucking wiki other than to make sure it was Novigrad and what the fuck their names were.
Yeah.
But like, that's a really good story. We said positive things about The Witcher. High five.
We did it. That's a different kind of check. That one's not gonna get as big as that one, but it's.
He pretends I'm editing this.
There's
like,
one.
I'm gonna put them there and I'm not.
Well, no, I'm being consistent. So anytime I tally a positive, I'm gonna do it over here. And anytime we shit on the show, it's gonna go over here.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, it's good of you.
Yeah, it is.
Let's talk about a little sacrifice.
I can summarize this one without looking at the wiki.
I like this one. He doesn't. I know you don't, because you were like, you texted me like, I hate that mermaid one, and I was like, okay.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I hate this one.
I love the audiobook because he had to like sing mermaid-ish as Geralt voice, and it was the funniest fucking thing.
That
was brilliant. But go on.
I can tell you 2 words why I don't like this story.
Okay.
S.E. Davin as another bitch that wants to fuck Geralt that he wants to fuck.
I'm gonna say S.E. Davin because that's how the audiobook says it.
That's fine.
So there's discrepancies, and I'm not sorry.
I'm gonna call her S.E.
S.E. We'll say S.E.
Cut out the little middleman. And they make this like big deal of how.
Boy, that summary is short.
I know, because it's. So Geralt's in the middle of this negotiation with a mermaid and this lord of a place. He's like, hey,
someplace, yeah.
This lord guy that you've been like fucking out on the beach, he wants to marry you. So
and from how they describe him, he's not even like pretty.
No, he's a shitheel. But they've been fucking or getting together, whatever they're fucking doing.
They've been fucking.
They have absolutely.
Don't be coy.
I'm just saying. And he's like, hey, there's a potion that will make you human and it'll be shit, but hey, you can be together and be happy, I guess, or some shit. And the mermaid's like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. I can turn him into a fish and he'll be fine. Do that. And Geralt's like, So she wants you to do this, and Lord's like, I'm not doing that. And he's like, well,
yeah, those are the options.
I got paid to negotiate this, and I've done my part, so pay me. And the guy's like, no.
And he's like,
no.
you know, like, I'm here to literally just translate.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you don't like what she said, but that's what I'm here for, so pay me.
And he's like, no, you had to make sure it happened. And he's like, that wasn't the deal, but thank you. I will not be paid, I guess. And then, so he meets back with Dandelion, and Dandelion's like, hey, did you get money? Because we're broke. And he's like, no, I didn't get it.
And thank God Dandelion's now just traveling with them.
That is the bright side of this story. Like, anytime it's Dandelion and Geralt, that's great. That's all I need. But I believe it's here. Yeah, this is because it's a little sacrifice. Because they're desperate for work. They're fucking starving. They have nothing. And so Dandelion gets invited to this wedding of this very, like, small town, like
farmer guy, like whatever.
Yeah, like mayor of farmer town. The wedding of like 100 people.
Who, when he finds out that it's Dandelion, is like head over fucking heels, like, oh, the great Dandelion.
Yeah.
And it's a fun thing because like now, like, since Geralt can't find work, Dandelion's the provider, and he's so up his own ass about it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so good.
Absolutely. But he's like, all right, listen, this goes against everything I believe in, to like not be singing in not a great hall and like not making a shitload of money. But I will make this little sacrifice. If you take the very next job you get offered, even if it's something that will take a little sacrifice. And so he's doing that, and then he's like, oh, Essie of the Blue Eyes, of the most
Essie Blue Eyes.
Essie Blue Eyes.
Yeah, she's another bard, but she's a female bard, so she's rare.
Yeah.
Which you feel like, I don't know, like, women have a very pleasant singing voice. I feel like you want both male and female bards, but whatever. It's medieval times. I get it.
But male bards can travel on their own.
Yeah, women are weak.
Or, subject to rapings on the road.
I don't know. There's a part in Book 7 where guys are subject to rapings, too, on the road.
Oh, well, Nilfgaard is coming.
Yeah, some fucking guy's like, well, it's getting dark. And I'm like, oh, we're going there.
Oh dear.
And of course it's the audiobook guy, so he's like really like nasally and disgusting sounding, and I'm like, again, if you guys want to go through The Witcher, the audiobooks are really well acted. Like, it's the one benefit when you get to this shit where it's like, at least this is well acted. Like, at least this guy sounds great.
That's good. That's a good turnaround.
Peter Kenny, 10 out of 10 audiobook narrator. That guy deserves all the fucking work on the planet.
So Dandelion and Geralt meet Essie, and I do like the dynamic between Essie and Dandelion.
Yeah, well, Dandelion's like a womanizer, chauvinist, and then Essie, he's like, oh, it's my little sister Essie, just a little cute Essie.
They just give each other shit for all the work they put in, and like, oh, hey, you're singing some of my stuff, huh? And
it's like, yeah, but it's my translation of it, so it's a bit different, really. Yeah. So it's kind of like my work. And he's like, I sang the Elvish song with a difference, whatever. And she's like, oh, well, I did it this way. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it. So basically, then you find out that, so Essie is like really infatuated with Geralt.
Which is weird.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to get a bit deeper into the story before we talk about it.
That's fine.
And then Geralt finds out there's from the wedding that some people have gone missing at this cove.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that sounds like bullshit. And then Dandelion's like, a little sacrifice. And it's like, fucking fine. Then Dandelion's like, but I'm going with you to make sure you fucking do it.
I love it.
And Geralt's like,
fuck.
Yeah. Fuck. Which is awesome. And so they basically it's the death of pearl divers.
Yeah.
And the way I guess this town makes their income is off of diving for pearls.
Mm-hmm.
And they go and they find a bunch of pearls, him and Dandelion, and they find out there's a bunch of fucking like fish people.
Yeah, there's this one, so because there's
the fucking deep ones.
Yeah, there's a staircase that goes down into the depths, and from out of the depths come monsters.
Yeah, this is very like Shadows over Innsmouth.
Yeah.
Meets Little Mermaid, which is kind of an interesting, dynamic.
Yeah, it is interesting. And like Geralt tries to duel one of them and does mostly bad, but survives.
And because he's like half in water, and he's like, this is fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, but then he sees like a wave and there's like hundreds, and he's like, oh fuck this shit. This doesn't work.
But then she and Nats comes out the mermaid. And basically tells the sea people to fuck off for a bit so they can get out of there. And later on, Essie confesses her love for Geralt, but he can't reciprocate it.
Yeah, no.
Which is a big moment for Geralt, because normally he's like, you have a hole?
Well,
let's get in there.
I think that does still happen. I think.
Did they fuck? I forget.
I think they do. Yes, I can't remember.
Let us know in the comments if Essie and Geralt fuck.
I don't think they do. Oh, wait!
Do you want to take it from here? Do you want to take it away, Aaron?
Do you want to know what happened? Okay. All right. Okay.
He's
all
excited.
Right. So, for one thing, it's really fucking weird how Essie has a thing for him, because their, like, first scene is so fucking weird and creepy on Geralt's end, because she, like, goes out to a balcony, and then he goes out, and she's just kind of talking, and then all of a sudden he just kisses her, because he just wants to fuck, and she's like, hey, no, and he's like, fuck. Okay, and then they just go back in, forget all about it, and then she's, like, infatuated with him.
Yeah.
And so he has the whole deal where he's fucked up, horrifically injured after his encounter with the Deep Ones, and she like helps patch him up at the place, and he wakes up and she's there, and he's like, no, we shouldn't, because I love someone else that's not you. She's like, oh, okay, and she's all depressed, and then they awkwardly decide to travel together, him, Essie, and Dandelion, for like a week or so.
So you forgot to mention that she and Nats at the end of the story decides to get legs and be with the guy.
Yeah, because basically
a little sacrifice.
Because Shinaz is like, hey, so I called them off, but this pearl diving place, no more. Humans, no more. You'll get fucked. And so Geralt comes back to the dickhead lord from the beginning. He's like, hey, I solved your problem. Don't go out there. He's like, fuck you. I'm gonna do it, and I'm not gonna pay you again. And he gets chewed out by Essie and Dandelion, while Geralt's like, yeah, it's whatever. And Sheena shows up and has legs and fixes everything. But Geralt, Essie, and Dandelion are all traveling, and there's this awkward tension, because Essie wants to fuck, and Geralt wants to be a good person. And Dandelion's like, okay, I'm done with this. You got a thing here. Go get it out of your system, and then we're leaving.
That's right, yeah.
It's done.
He's like, I hate this. You're my best friend. You're basically my little sister. I want this over.
Yeah.
The sexual tension in this camp is killing me.
Get it out of your system. And then he
just fuck already.
And then he does this. This felt like a Stephen King thing, where it was like
the werewolf who comes into the campfire and here's Dandelion and then fucks off. Is that later?
I think that's later. That might be this story, but
wait a moment.
But no, it does. It's the thing where they part ways, and then he's like, oh yeah, and Geralt and Dandelion had no way of knowing that a year from, or less than a year later, Essie would die, and
then they'd be burying her.
And he buried her in that. And that she kept the gift that Geralt gave her, and that's how she died. And it was like, okay, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, it was kind of fucked up, though.
It was kind of fucked up.
I remember when it happened, I was like, because I was reading the story, I was like, oh, I wonder if Essie shows up later on in the books or in the games, and then it's like, oh, she's fucking dead.
Yeah, fucking diphtheria, or whatever the fuck is killing everyone.
Yeah, no, it was so fucked up, because, like, they just, yeah, it was like, oh, yeah, by the way, years later, she's dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, God almighty.
She died of smallpox.
Yeah, so it's a really fucked up end, and then, apparently Dandelion makes, like, a song out of it.
Yeah, that he sings for, that he never shares with anyone, or some shit like that.
And then, yeah, the end of the story is... I think Dandelion's like, yeah, several years later, blah, blah, Essie dies. And then, right before the dawn, while it was still dark, a hungry, vicious werewolf crept upon their camp, but saw that it was Dandelion, so he listened for a moment and then went on his way. And, like, cool?
Hey, you know, that kind of comes back in book 4 when he's like going to the place and he's like, I'm probably gonna die, but maybe if I play music.
Yeah, we kind of forget that Dandelion's like actually really fucking good at his job.
He for all his pomp and circumstance, he actually is able to back up his bluster, which is great. I love a character who's like, yeah, my dick's huge, and it's like, wow, his dick's actually huge. That's why I love Bakugo in My Hero Academia. Where he's like, I'm the best. And he's like, shit, you kind of are.
It's like, fuck. Yeah, I love Bakugo. He's great.
He's great. You know what else is great?
Sword of Destiny?
It's alright. It's pretty good.
Man, what the fuck? Why'd you set me up like that?
Well, I was ready to be excited because it's a serious story. But it's kind of a serial light story.
Oh, she's like 7.
I know, but she's so adorable. And great.
So this is the story that you texted me, and you were like, "Man, the show fucking cut out scrappy, young, adorable Siri. I fucking hate this shit." And I was just like, gets it.
We meet her and she's a teenager and she's like, I'm scared, and I'm like, now that I've read the books, I'm like, who is this person?
Yeah, like who the fuck is Show Siri? Jesus Christ. Do you want to take away the Sword of Destiny story? Or do you want me to do it?
You do it. I'll provide color commentary.
Thank you. Go watch a wrestling show, JPW, on the Jocelyn Possum channel. It's really great.
Open another tab.
We do a wrestling machinima show. It's wonderful.
We do.
I like calling him machinima, and people are like,
"It's kind
who?
of. It's mostly a machinima.
It's mostly a machinima. Yeah, there's a lot of editing.
There is a lot of editing.
Yeah, man.
And
it's
use
a whole
of video game footage.
It's a fucking production, dude.
It is.
Jesus.
Absolutely.
Subscribe to our Patreon. Anyway, so Geralt's on his way to Brokilon Forest, and this is the first time we've been to Brokilon. It's the home of the Dryads.
Yep.
This place comes back often.
It does. It really does. Surprisingly.
More than you know, dear boy. Actually, no, you've pretty much gotten all of it.
Okay. All right.
Basically, fuck. He's okay. Yeah, sorry, I forgot for a second. Something in the summary made me freak out. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll be right here.
I need my juice.
Oh.
I need my energy.
Juice up.
I'm juicing up. Anyway, sorry. But, so Geralt is going to Brokilon Forest on behalf of King Venslav of Brugge to basically broker a deal with the Dryads of the forest. The forest is full with female Dryads, these beautiful, like, kind of like elven, kind of like forest elf people who, basically, if you come too close to the forest, you get a warning shot.
Yeah.
And then
you get a worse warning shot.
And then you die.
Yeah.
So Geralt stumbles upon the body of like a small boy. And he's kind of like, this poor kid like probably didn't know where the arrow came from the first one and just ran wildly and then got killed. That's fucking sad. This basically shows you that like this place is fucked up. This place is kind of scary.
Yes.
He gets in there and like he doesn't get shot because Geralt's like chill with the Dryads because they're like, I know you're a monster hunter, but like you're a really chill guy. You know, because it's Geralt. Because he doesn't actually kill monsters.
No.
So they're like, you're cool. They call him like Gwynblythe, the White Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a White Wolf.
He's a White Wolf. It's like when Lord of the Rings, when it's like they call Gandalf whatever.
I was gonna say it's like Sekiro, where he's also the White Wolf, I think. Or it's just the wolf.
It's like Elric on the Bonnet, where he's like the White Wolf.
It's conceivable that not all of the concepts in The Witcher are original concepts.
Like, every short story is riffing off of some other story, so it's not surprising.
Yeah.
Really, this guy's whole career is, like, stealing other things. And then you're surprised when his original stuff later on gets, like, shitty. Wow. Anyway.
What are the odds?
What are the fucking odds?
Not to sidetrack us.
Sidetrack us!
But in your experience, like, of the Witcher fandom, like, is there a consensus that it gets shittier? Or do people think, like, the whole series?
I'm not in the fandom.
Oh, okay.
I've been avoiding, because I don't want to get spoiled on what happens.
That's fair.
But I've heard praise for the books. I've heard good things. To call out somebody who's not on YouTube anymore, but, like, fucking Dishonored Wolf loves the books.
No, he loves the games.
I remember speaking well of the books on an EFAP.
Yeah, that's true. But he does acknowledge that the author got way too big in the pants and doesn't give the games enough credit for the popularity.
That's fucking true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about the fandom. Because we're recording these before we're recording all the book reviews before we upload any of them.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how the fandom will react to us talking about this. But yeah, like.
Okay. I was just thinking maybe in your travels of reading, you like looked stuff up and then stumbled across discussion forums.
No, because I don't want to go on the subreddit and get spoiled for either the books or the games. I don't want to get anything because I want to be as fresh as possible.
That's fair.
So I've been kind of avoiding the fandom.
Okay. That's probably wise.
I mean, the most I've heard about The Witcher is that the games are great, and apparently the show's really good, even though the show's not. Objectively, it's bad, it's poorly made.
They're talking about the Hexer.
No, they're not.
I know.
I bet the Hexer's better.
I bet it is, actually.
I bet it is.
God, we'll find out.
We're gonna get there. Get back on track. He meets up with Brienne. Or Brienne. Brain? Brain?
You're the one that listened to the book. What did he call him?
Dude, that was like 5 books ago.
That's fair.
That was a while ago.
I'm
like here. That was like back here, man. I'm like.
That's true. I'm gonna pause this again and empty out some Witcher from my bowels.
I can keep going if you want.
Please go for it.
Do you want me to go for it?
Yeah, I'll pick up.
All right.
He's got this.
I got this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically he's traveling. He meets upon a dryad. And the dryad's like, yo, why the fuck are you here all by yourself unannounced? Like, you can't just come into my house. And he's like, yeah, but like I talked to like the head of whatever. Frexinet, I think. Or is... Yeah. So they set off into the forest on their way to some place. And Geralt fights a giant centipede. And then... That was acting really ravenous. And attacking something. And then they find out that this something is a little princess named Ciri. Cirilla of Sintra. And Geralt's like, how the shit did you get this far into Brokilon all by yourself? How? And she's like, I don't know, I just kind of like kept walking. And here I am. And it's like, okay, sure. And you basically find out that she was set to marry some prince in some nearby kingdom and then ran away because she was like, I don't want to marry some fucking random guy I never met. That's stupid. And I'm like, you know what, girl? You got a point. Oh, Frexinet. I'm sorry. I fucked up who that person was. It's actually some knight that's with that Geralt finds with the dryad, and he's like super fucked up, and he's trying to find the princess. So they bring Frexinet, the soldier, with them to get healed, and it's why Geralt isn't kicked out of the forest immediately, even though he's like trespassing and he is chill with them. But they're like, no, we gotta go. Then they find the soldier guy who's wounded. And that's why they're going deeper into Brokilon. He's trying to find the princess. Then they find Ciri. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I forgot about the wounded soldier.
Yeah.
I had to backtrack because I forgot about the guy who...
Another one of those guys that's like, hey, Geralt, I know you from the thing that we did. And he's like, oh, hey, you seem kind of fucked. He's like, I am
fucked.
I'm pretty... Please get Siri.
Yeah, and so Frexnet was like chasing after Siri into the forest and got fucked up.
Yeah, quite fucked up.
And they find out that now that Siri's a young girl.
Yeah.
And basically it turns out that now that she's in the forest of the Dryads, she can never leave.
Yeah. She gets to be a Dryad.
She's going to become a Dryad.
Yeah.
And Eithne is the leader of the Brooklyn forest. Eithne.
Yeah.
Forgot for a second.
Yeah.
But they get there to the main town, the main area, and basically not the main area, but like one of the main outposts. I don't think we ever go to like the proper capital of Brooklyn ever. It's always like, no, you can't go there.
Yeah.
Or, oh no, they do go there, but like on the way, Geralt was like covered up with like a hood. Because he can't see it, because he's not going to stay.
Yeah, and I think there's like one or two times where they meet on another trip to Brooklyn where it's like, oh, are we going here? And they're like, no,
never.
No, go fuck yourself. And they're like, oh, okay. And
basically we find out that Ciri the whole time is like, I'm not going to marry some random prince. I have a destiny. My grandmama Calanthe, because Ciri's voice in the audiobook is like kind of like a Scottish.
Oh, okay.
Like, my grandmama Calanthe. And she's just, I love her. She's so sassy. She talks about how like she's destined to be that someone's gonna take her away and she's gonna become like a witcher.
Yeah.
And Geralt's like, Calanthe like Sintra? And she was like, yeah. And Geralt's like, who's your mom? She's like, Pavetta. And Geralt's like, fuck. So we find out that Pavetta and Dooney's kid, that's the child surprise, is Ciri. Oh shit.
Yeah. And I think it's this and another meeting where they're like, oh shit, it's like double destiny now that you've randomly walked into them again. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, basically why it's called the Sword of Destiny is because Destiny is like a sword or whatever.
Whatever.
And so basically they get to Eithne, the leader of the Dryads, and she's like, hi Geralt, nice to see you. I'm taking that girl. And Ciri's like, no, I'm destined for Geralt. And Geralt's like, yeah, she's like my child surprise. And Eithne's like, oh shit, she is. Oh, I can't fucking touch that. I'm keeping that guy though, the soldier, because I'm gonna heal him up and I'm gonna fuck him a lot.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, really? We're gonna and Geralt's like, if you touch them, you will get killed.
He's like, yeah, they'll let you know. Like, if you make any move when they are not in that mode, like, they are either in kill mode or fuck mode.
And when they're fucking you, they're not fucking you for fun. They're fucking you to get a baby.
Yeah.
So there's no pleasure there. They will hop on your cock a couple times and you will come, and that will be the end of the story.
Which has value.
Which has value.
Very, very briefly.
Because they're...
Oh, fucking
oh, shit. Oh, his... So basically, this poor guy is like, here, should we put another game over there to help it out?
No.
Okay, are you sure?
If it falls over again, I don't give a
Here, are you sure?
All right,
let's do it. I feel bad.
All right.
I did buy them.
You did buy them, but buyer's remorse. Also, I want to bring up a dumb scene just before when Geralt and Ciri, and I forget what Dryad is traveling with them. It's like
Brienne or whatever.
Is it Brienne? Yeah.
Keep talking.
But so it's like, oh, it's nighttime, we gotta stop. So, Geralt lays down, and then Ciri snuggles up to him because she's a little child. And she, you got it. It's adorable. But then Brienne also like snuggles up to him, and he's like, oh yeah, even though she's like this super hot Dryad chick, I understand it's just for warmth, and she's not actually. It's survival. But then also he like tells a story that Ciri is really into, and then he looks over and Brienne is really into it too.
And then he stops and she's like, keep telling the story, Geralt.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
All right.
And then like,
but peace, dude.
This
is weird.
Peace, dude. This is weird. We cut over to Frexnet. During that, he's like, Could someone hold me? I don't know if he says that, but that's in my head. I'm like, what about Frexit? Poor fucker.
Fuck him. I mean, not yet. He's got to heal up. But
Yeah, basically they're like, yeah, we're gonna keep him and fuck him because he like got so far into Brooklyn and is still alive after being wounded and carried here. So he probably has great vitality.
Yeah, there's got to be some great genes in there that'll help us.
And he's like,
and I love it because it's like right after Geralt has just completely reprimanded Ithne for being like, you know, you guys are so full of shit. Like, you're already mixing with humans. Like, there's how many pureblood triads are there even? She's like,
because during his journey with Bran, we kind of find out that she was once a human girl.
Yeah.
And like Geralt like kind of like tries to find out what her actual name is. And she almost says it, I think, or she doesn't. I think she does say it actually.
Yeah, I think Bran might be her real name, and then whatever the fuck her fucking dryad name is.
I'm finding out for you.
Okay, do it.
Mona. Her real name is Mona.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do remember that. But yeah, and they have this whole thing where right before Ithne accepts that she's a child of destiny, she's like, "Here's the elixir that's gonna turn her into the dryad, and she's gonna drink it, and she's gonna have to," and she does, and then it's like, it was just water. It was all depending on if you wanted to be a dryad. So he's like, "I don't." She's like, "Okay."
Yeah, and then it's like, yeah, because I'm destined to be a Witcher. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, it's because Geralt figures out that she's a human originally because of her sweat.
Oh.
He has his Witcher senses.
Right. He's got those.
Also, in the unofficial non-canon short story Something Ends, Something Begins, she marries Frexit.
Oh, well, good for...
Because for those who don't know, there's a short story called Something Ends, Something Begins, where it's basically Andrzej Sapkowski wrote it as like a funny wedding present to a friend. Where like it's like set like, I think it's like Geralt and Yennefer's wedding, and like all the characters come back to like, it's like a funny, cheeky, like silly story that's like non-canon.
I mean, that sounds better than probably whatever he's actually gonna do. Sure.
Yeah, but like look at this list. Everyone shows up again. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I can't believe it took him making a joke story to actually utilize all the characters he introduces.
That's kind of depressing, isn't it?
Shame on you.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was canon, honestly.
Well, we can read it at the end.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking that's PR. Yeah, so
we'll find the cutoff point in the Witcher book series where it's like, and at this point, Geralt got a concussion and dreamed all of this, but then the wedding happened.
He doesn't know how the books end.
I know he dies.
No.
I know he dies.
No, he doesn't.
But then he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Games.
No, even Andrzej Sapkowski doesn't die at the end.
He amended that because of the...
Oh, yeah, he fucking did.
That bitch is dead.
He did. And then they leave the forest.
Spoilers for the end of The Witcher, by the way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, because everyone knows that the games are canon, too. So it's fine. And then Mousesack shows up and is like, Geralt! What's up? And you kind of find out that, like, Geralt, I think at one point came to, you find out, I think they also, I think he mentions it here, but actually gets described later, where he actually does go to the Sintra at some point to check up on Ciri, and then decides not to do it.
Yeah, I love it, because, when that happens, when it's fleshed out, I think Calanthe's there and tries to fuck it, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, and he's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, that's great.
But then they go off on their way. So then they get split up again, basically.
Yeah, there's like some mercenary or random brigands that they run across. They're like, we're gonna take that kid, and Geralt's like, no, you're not.
That's in the next book.
That's in the next.
That's in the third book.
There's another what?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was this one. Because Mouse.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Because this has the random. Because Geralt duels one of the brigands, and it's like, oh shit, he can kind of 1v1 me, and it's like, but why though? I mean, he still fucking loses.
And then Mousesack shows up, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah, and Brain and a bunch of other dryads shoot up all the brigands.
Oh my god, the wiki says this about Frexit. After all, dryads still need males to make new dryads, so it seems like the large man will become a stud. I want to cry. I want to arrest whoever wrote this wiki.
I mean, I think the fact that they are so attached to the series is kind of punishment enough.
You're not wrong.
No.
So this story, let's talk about it for a minute. So this story is cool because it follows up on a previous story. Mm. It starts the main plot, really.
It really does.
Because if Law of Surprise, whatever the story was called, was like the prequel book. Mm. This is like the prologue to the main thing.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, it's like Ciri is destined for Geralt.
Yes.
And Geralt, as you know from the whole first book, doesn't believe in destiny. Yeah. So this is all leading to his character arc, which he does go on an arc.
Yeah.
And then no more arcs of him believing in destiny, essentially. And this one is like, no, this can't be destiny.
Yeah.
He kind of only agrees with the Ciri will be a Witcher thing to get her out of Brokilon. Because he knows Mousak, he knows Calanthe. He's like, I gotta get this kid out of here.
Yeah.
Like, this is any other kid maybe, but like, this kid's gotta go.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's still at the end of it like, no, it's not destiny because she's leaving. So if it was destiny, she'd still be with me. So it's not destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next story is called Something More. Which I forget why it's called that, but whatever.
I also forget what
I think it's Andrzej Sapkowski saying, wait, there's something more.
He's like, oh shit, I can't end it on that.
Like, there's more things happening. We have to set up the saga, the Witcher saga, if you will.
Oh, I remember why it's called Something More. I mean, I didn't actually, but then I read.
Oh!
Yeah.
We'll get there in like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, in between the last story we just read.
Yes.
And this story.
Yes.
Sintra gets attacked by Nilfgaard.
Mm-hmm. Gets fucked. Horrifically.
But that's for later. So basically, Geralt stumbles upon some merchant in the woods, and he helps him because the merchant's taking a shortcut through kind of like the dark forest or whatever.
Yeah. And
actually, this dark forest comes back later.
Oh, that's cool.
Where they're like discussing how to go different routes, and we have to suggest this, and Geralt's like, that place is kind of fucky. I almost died there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's defending this merchant, and he gets fucked up by some monsters, and the merchant like takes him to this town to help heal him.
What fucking monsters attacked? They were like a bunch of little gremlins or some shit.
He basically he gets like Zerg rushed basically.
Yeah.
By little fuckers.
I don't even fucking say. I mean, keep going. I don't care that much.
And the merchant's like, well, what do you want as payment? And Geralt's like, yeah, whatever. Law of Surprise. I don't care. Just fucking heal me. And the merchant's like, all right, she'll get you out of here. And as he's dreaming, he dreams about Yennefer and their last meeting during the Beltane holiday.
I hated this whole section, this dream memory.
I also like how in the wiki they just say he dreams of Yennefer and they're meeting at Beltane.
And it's like...
And it doesn't describe what happens there.
I mean, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit.
It's basically any other manipulative Yennefer scene with Geralt.
It really is, because...
You read one, you read them all.
They're like, hey... Because they're like... They bump into each other.
Hey, you tell this one.
And they're just like... Oh, shit. I was about to fuck this person, but like, you're here. And like, do you want... And Yennefer's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. But... She's like, no, I was going to go fuck this person, and I think I'm still going to do that. And Geralt's like, oh, well.
Oh, okay. All
right. That's fine. I think they spend, like, some time together talking about how things don't work out between them, but how they like each other, but things don't work out, and how they're not going to work out. It's par for the course, and it's the last short story of the second book, and I'm done with it. And I know there's more.
And you have the rest of the series still.
I'm already done. I'm over it. I don't care. Like,
will make you feel better that Yennefer is not in the first two Witcher games. Look at that smile. Look at that beautiful smile right there. Isn't that great?
No wonder.
Doesn't that warm your fucking heart? It's really hot in here, actually. This is getting a little intense.
We're so close. I don't think we're going to...
I feel every molecule of hair on my skin sweating.
I was gonna say
From the top of my oily Italian scalp to my fucking hobbit feet, I feel every fucking hair. There's no fan on. The window's closed. I want to die. This light is so fucking hot,
and it's cut several layers over.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no, I can feel the cool sweat coming out of each individual pore, trying to save me.
I'm drinking water and juice. Just like, please hydrate me somehow.
Something has to stop this. But anyway, yeah, so fuck. No wonder people love the Witcher games. I mean, I know they love 3.
Because it fixes everything, man. I think. We'll find out. Anyway.
No, Yennefer. That's fantastic.
Basically, we find out that he dreams about Sintra. And this is when he dreams about the time he went to go to Galanthe to get Ciri. Mm-hmm. And was like, I don't want it, actually. He wakes up, and he's being healed by a sorceress named Fisenna.
Is this his mom?
Yeah, this is his mom.
Okay, that's what I thought.
This is his mom. Also, his mom and his dad have their own unpublished or non-canon, not English translated short story as well.
Oh, yeah. All right. What the fuck?
Yeah. See, even the wiki has the fucking Polish name. Oh yeah, and she's in the show, I guess.
Oh, I haven't. It's because I haven't watched it yet.
Oh yeah, why would you?
It's episode 8.
Yeah, she's a sorceress, and basically, they kind of have like a nice moment of like realizing that like, oh, that's my dad, oh, that's my mom, oh, that's my son.
Yeah.
And she just kind of heals him, and it's like, yeah. And they talk about the Battle of Sodden that has happened, because basically what has happened is Nilfgaard's started invading. Nilfgaard's I think they're from the north.
I think I think so.
Yeah, Nilfgaard's from the north. Yeah. I know that much.
Massive northern army that's slowly just.
And they attack Sintra first, and there's this battle at Sodden Hill.
Wait a minute. I need to look it up. I'm 95% sure this is the case. Because I get the distinct impression.
So Geralt's really fucked up. And he's not doing too good.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say.
I know.
Because it would make sense if they were, like, down there.
I know.
Because it was, like...
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
You don't want to be too direct. We're talking about relation of Poland and Germany and shit.
I expected Germany to be right north of Poland, but I was like, I don't know if that's the case.
No, he didn't go full direct correlation. But it's about Battle of Sodden, where basically on this hill, a bunch of mages came together to battle Nilfgaard and like really fucked them up. And I want to talk about this for a second too. Throughout in the first Witcher book, they mention Triss Marigold in The Last Wish, where Yennefer's like, yeah, Triss my best friend. Triss Marigold, my best friend. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait till you meet Triss. You're gonna love her. And then in the second book, he's met her already. Off screen. Cool. Thanks. Mm-hmm. Fuck you, Andrzej Sapkowski. It's one of those moments where I'm like, wow, the show really could have like... Because the thing about the show, when it was announced, and I was like, okay, they're doing a Witcher show. Okay, it's Sir Henry Cavill. He looks great. Mm-hmm. And he's a huge Witcher nerd. I'm going to love it. Because I read the short stories, and I'm like, they jump in time so much, you could have really filled in that time.
Yeah.
Like, you really could have, like, filled in the time and really developed the world before you got into the big plot, which is kind of like what I like about The Witcher in concept is, like, we start off the story not in the main plot, just, like, talking about the world, building up the main character before the plot happens to him. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, the show's gonna really dig into that, hopefully. It doesn't, but...
It decides to do it for Yennefer instead of Geralt.
It's so weird. But, yeah, so then they go to Sodden Hill, and there's, like, a memorial there.
Yeah.
And there are 13... And there's 13 dead mages.
Yeah.
And Geralt lists them all off. and the 13th name is Triss Marigold. And I remember reading it and I was like, how?
What a fucking... That threw me off so much because I was like, wait a minute. Is this like some weird, like...
Timey-wimey bullshit?
Yeah, Dark Souls-y, like, flow of time is different. And then they answer it in the most unsatisfactory way. And I think book 3.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
When we get there.
But on Sodden Hill, we get one of my fucking favorite scenes. Geralt sees a lady out of the corner of her eye, of his eye. Mm-hmm. And Geralt's like, he wandered up the Sodden Hill, like away from the merchant guy. He's been patched up by Vicenna, but he's still super fucked up and like wobbly and shit, not doing very well. Mm-hmm. And he sees some lady at the corner of his eye, and she's like cold and like looks like really just like weird. And Geralt's like, hello, death. You've been on my footsteps. I'm getting chills. This scene is really good.
It is very good.
I remember I was reading it, I was like, what? Because, man, every once in a while, Andrzej Bukowski does a scene, like, perfectly. Mm-hmm. Like, perfect. Like I say, this is one of those scenes, and the end of book 4 with Ciri in the Desert is one of those scenes where it's like, you literally were firing on all fucking cylinders.
That was the one day of your writing process.
I want, if every day like that, if Andrzej Bukowski had every day like that day, even half that day, I would understand the hype for The Witcher. But unfortunately, no. So basically, yeah, death shows up because Geralt's like kind of like almost dead himself, mm-hmm. and he kind of talks to Death about like life and dying and shit, and like she's like, I'm not. He's like, are you here today for me? And she's like, no, not for you. But she's like, but I want you to say the last name on that thing. And Geralt's like, I don't want to. And she's like, but you have to. Like, you have to accept what's happened.
Yeah.
And it's Triss. And he's like, fuck. But he thought it was going to be Yennefer.
Yeah.
But he's still like, oh shit, it's Triss. That sucks too.
Yeah.
He comes back to the merchant. They keep going on their way. And it's fucked up because the merchant's name is Yurga.
And the river Yaruga.
Yaruga. Just wait till later on. Have you gotten to the River O?
They might have mentioned.
Or they have a whole like joke about it, the river being called O. Oh, no, the River O. And then there's a river like it's bad. But basically, they catch up with Dandelion. Because there's a bunch of people like trying to get onto ferries and escape and shit.
Oh yeah, this last bit is so good.
Yeah, actually. Again, really good. Where like people are trying to go through the river Yaruga because that's kind of like one of like the defining like cutoff points of like it's one of the borders essentially. Mm-hmm. And Geralt's trying to like get there through it to get this guy home, right? And Dandelion's there and he's like, Geralt, there's fucking war and shit, and like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I gotta get this guy home, gotta get his family and shit. And Dandelion's like, yeah, Nilfgaard attacked Sintra and like everything's fucked. And Geralt's like, shit. So they get their way across. And you want to talk about what happens when they get to the merchant's home?
Yeah, so it's this great thing. So beforehand, the merchant, once Geralt is pretty safely out of the woods, he's like, hey, you saved my life from the fucking Zerg rush, and that's great. Like, I owe you everything. Like, I'll give you anything you ask. I'll give you anything you ask. I'll give you anything you ask. Geralt's like, all right, listen. I want the thing that you're gonna come home to.
Law of Surprise.
Expecting it. I want the Law of Surprise. And the merchant's like, oh, okay. And then like a little bit later, he's like, hey, listen, I'm pretty sure my wife and I can't have kids anymore. I know that's what you're going for. I give it to you. Like, that's fine. But I don't think it's going to happen. But hey, listen, Law of Surprise, it's bullshit. Just take one of my kids. I got him. Just do it. It's fine. I'll give them to, like, who doesn't want to be a Witcher? They're great. Geralt's like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. Do it. And he's like, okay. But then they get him home, and lo and behold, there is a child there that Yurga certainly wasn't expecting. But, other twist, the child is Ciri.
What?
Oh!
What? Oh!
So,
and Siri's like, see, I'm your fucking destiny. And Geralt's like, you're so much more. Ba-na, ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na. And the book ends, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I escaped Sintra.
Yeah.
And I'm your fucking destiny.
I love it. We get cute little shit Ciri, and then another story, and then the end of that story is more cute little shit Ciri. And it's like, yeah, you ain't rid of me yet, bitch. I'm like, thank God.
Thank God for you.
Thank Christ. That's awesome.
That is our summarization of Sword of Destiny. Let's discuss the last story, though, of course.
Yeah. So obviously, Ciri is the titular something more.
Yes.
Because more than Destiny. Because that's the thing is, I think there's some.
She is more than Destiny.
Yeah, she's more than Destiny. I feel like they have some weird thing. I think in this story where Geralt both accepts that Destiny is a thing, but then goes, yeah, but it's bullshit. It's not the deciding thing. Like, everyone's got a destiny. And then Ciri's like, I'm something more. It's like, all right, that's cool.
And the story's cool because we get to meet Geralt's mom in a kind of roundabout fashion.
Yeah.
We get the attack on Sintra, which is critical to the rest of the books. Mm-hmm. We get the Battle of Sodden, which should be more crucial than it is. We get... more Destiny shit, basically just affirming his character arc of you need to be with Ciri. You need to be with Ciri. This is your destiny. You need to be with Ciri. And the last story is pretty cool. It's a lot of like Geralt being wounded and like thinking about himself.
Yeah.
And again, him meeting death is like, ooh, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
And I like because his meeting with his mom, I wouldn't say it's pleasant.
No, well, because like he's like kind of pissed at her for like doing this to him in the first place,
and he gets so cucked because he's just like, I've thought long and hard about what I would want to say to the person that gave me up, and then she's just like, I'm just gonna wipe your memory. You're not gonna remember, and it's like, fuck, that's bullshit.
I'll say we find out that Calanthi's dead. That's sad because Calanthi's a scrappy old bitch and whatever.
Calanthi's great.
Calanthi's a scheming, conniving bitch, but
like
she's our bitch.
Imagine if Maggie Smith was like jacked as shit.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That's Calanthe.
That's good.
Maggie Smith, if you're still feeling it, start pumping those irons.
Don't pull a Carrie Fisher.
No.
Don't do that. Don't ask that on Maggie Smith's good. Let her just chill, whatever she is. Maggie Smith, if you have a daughter who acts.
There it is.
There we go.
There
gotcha.
it is. And then they can use the opposite of de-aging because they'll have your face. Let them scan that shit and put it on her face to meet in the middle.
I wish the Netflix show wasn't out. So, this book is interesting. It's got good stories, good moments, but it also gets outweighed by its bad moments and bad storytelling. Like, definitely the first two stories are a fucking not a good time. Mm-mm. The merchant story is great. Brokilon's great. And the last story is pretty fun. But the rest, man, like I mean, even when I like the mermaid story, but even that's like not the best thing. I'm like, the mermaid story is like fun, but like not like wow.
Yeah, would you say this is better or worse than book one?
I'd say better.
I'd say better.
Because it has it has an idea of where it wants to go.
Yeah, that's true.
And the ending of this book is so hype.
That's true. I will say I feel like book one is more like consistently okay.
It is.
In its stories, but at the same time, I don't think its heights are quite as high as this one, but its lows are also not as low.
That's true. Because while that second story is bad, where it's just literally Geralt and Istrid being like, I want to fuck her. No, I want to fuck her. And she's like, well, fuck you both, bye.
Maybe, I don't know. Again, maybe Witcher fandom people are like really into this because it's like, yeah, I want to fuck Ciri. Or Ciri.
That was a Freudian slip. That was a Freudian.
That was.
It's because Ciri's adult pictures are right here.
She's right there, and then it keeps flashing to
some dating ad.
To dating.
So you're being like fed messages. I'm being serious. Yeah. It literally is like showing Ciri and then showing a dating thing, and then it starts flashing, and then it cuts back to Ciri.
I swear to God.
Dude, it was trying to fucking mesmerize you, man.
It was going.
That's fucked up. That's some 1984 shit.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Yennefer's name is like right above Ciri's on that list, but I focus on Ciri.
But it's like 23-year-old Ciri from the third game, so it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, I should preface because in this book she's just 7.
She's 10.
Oh,
It's still bad.
it's closer though. It's closer to the Hop the Cherry age from video 1. I forget
our bit, but it was
right
funny.
at 12.
Yeah, right at 12. Yeah.
But 2 more years. But yeah, so maybe for the people that were like reading the weekly releases of the short stories and they were like, yeah, Yennefer's awesome. I can see why people would fight over her. But for me, I was like, you both can do better.
No, yeah, I agree. I went to talk about it during the Mermaid short story, so if you have time to talk about Geralt and his attractiveness and people being attracted to him.
Yeah,
I find it odd that like Geralt's like this like mutant creature man, and everyone, like any woman who sees him, panties soaked, like instantaneously. He is just like,
I mean, he's jacked as shit.
yeah, like and I get it if it's like Henry Cavill.
Exactly.
I understand.
Yeah. If
If it's like game 1 or 2 Geralt, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing? Like, no.
I guess I've only seen game 3 Geralt because he looks pretty good. Yep.
There's game 2.
Okay, he's a little horse facey. That's like have him close his eyes and squint a little, and that's like a Gerard Butler kind of look.
It's not
It's close.
But yeah, no, I don't get that like Geralt's like mutilated and like a mutant with like a weird eyes and skin and hair, and like he's like like emo as shit all the time and fucking like not a fun guy to be around. And like, but yet women are like, wow, I want his penis so deep inside of me.
Maybe that's what Andrzej Sapkowski's like. Maybe
I feel like he just thinks that like, yeah, this guy's so badass, everyone wants to fuck him, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. But if it's Henry Cavill, I understand. That's the caveat, though. If like, it's Henry Cavill, I get it. But like, I don't know, he never describes him as like good looking. He just says like, yeah, he's Geralt. People want to fuck him.
That's true. Also, in game 3, doesn't he have a beard?
Yeah.
Okay.
That helps.
Because I just remember a bit in book 4 when he starts growing a beard and he's like, I hate this.
Yeah.
I'll shave it off now. I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they fixed that.
He gets older.
Yeah, he gets you. Yeah.
He gets older.
Exactly.
Yeah, this book is like, it's fine.
It's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster
with very steep drops.
Because as you saw in our review, there's some stories where we had to rely on the wiki heavily.
Yeah.
Other ones we literally just freeformed it for the most part.
Yeah.
And that kind of tells you the staying power of that story personally. Like if I have to keep referring back to the wiki every 2 seconds because it's so just like what happened.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, I certainly wouldn't say so.
And I read this book twice.
And I've read it recently.
In both forms. I read it physically and then I read the audiobook. So it should be in my fucking head. It should be in my head. Also, we didn't talk about the fact that Brooklyn Forest, the short story, Sword of Destiny, yeah, is in the Netflix show, kind of.
Kind of.
They take the aspect of after the war, she went back to Brooklyn, back to Brooklyn. I mean, for the first time, sorry. Yeah. I just did a Hamilton joke. Thank you. Right. And she goes there with like the random elf kid, the random diversity hire elf kid, and then like Mousesack just shows up, but it's actually a Doppler and says, "Yeah, she's coming with me now."
Yeah, because Mousesack died.
And then the Druids are like, "Yeah," and then the Doppler's just to kill Ciri, and I was watching it and I was like, but that's the story where Geralt like meets her again, and then he starts to like question destiny.
I'm really interested to watch again now.
Like, why would you cut that story out?
I don't get it.
Like, why would you cut that story out? That makes no sense.
I could see them being like we want to have the same actress for Siri for the whole series.
But she's 10.
I know. Believe
she's
me,
10.
I know. But Game of Thrones aged everyone up by like 5 years. So
but
we can do that.
Not for Tommen or Micella.
No, but then they do. Afterwards.
No, but they get... Well, yeah, you give them different actors.
Tommen jumps from like 12 to 15.
12 to like 17.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. He became his cousin.
He did.
He became his cousin. It was great.
Oh, is that what it is? That's awesome.
Yeah, because in season 3, that actor plays one of the Lannister captives that Lord Karstark kills, and that's why Jon Snow kills him.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah.
But the point is...
You should look it up after this.
The point is, Netflix show is not good.
It's bad. Yeah.
Only 2 ticks this video.
We just wanted to get through the book.
It's true.
But yeah, no, the Netflix show like just butchers this story and takes like a few piecemeal sections of it and then adapts it. Not really though, honestly.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall of the writers meeting for the show. Like, what the fuck?
I want to be on the fly on the wall of the moment Henry Cavill read through the script and realized what he had signed up for. Because Henry Cavill is a known Witcher fucking nerd. And like, you gotta know he probably signed up on this without reading a script.
Had to have.
He had to have.
That's how you get it.
Because he's probably like, fuck.
It's just because
they took 2 stories out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, season 1 takes some stories out of book 1 and some out of book 2. And then, like, kind of gets into book 3 territory. And it's like, really? You did a season and you did, like, all this in 1 season? And then you want to do 8 seasons? They want to do 8. And they're already in book 3 after 1 season.
Are they gonna like zap the games?
They must be, because, like, Jesus, they're gonna fucking catch up at this pace.
Or else they're gonna fill in very crudely all of the short stories they skipped of 1 and 2 in season 2.
But now Ciri's there to, like, actually kill the monster at the end, take all the glory. Yeah, it's kind of like in the Harry Potter movies that they give all of Ron's good lines to Hermione. It's like, why do this?
It's Ron Weasley is criminally jacked in the movie.
It's depressing. So I'm going through the Harry Potter books, and I'm just like, wow, bad. Try what they're gonna do to Ciri. Honestly, just give Ciri all like the good Dandelion lines, and Dandelion just say, "Toss a coin to your Witcher." And that's gonna be the show.
I'm sad because Dandelion's good.
Next time we'll be talking about the 3rd book, which is the first book of the Witcher saga. It's called Blood of Elves.
Yeah. Yes.
God, I'm good at my job.
Yeah. Volume 1.
Volume 1, book 3. Well,
why didn't they just
book 4 because it technically goes somewhere over here.
Why didn't they just like start with book 3 and then sprinkle in the short stories of 1 and 2 if they were so like hot and bothered to get to the main plot?
It's kind of what they're doing though.
Kind of, but like even shittier than how I would map it out.
I would map it out where like book 1, 2, and this integral are like the first 4 seasons, honestly, or first 3 or 4. Jesus Christ.
People don't know how to adapt things anymore.
They don't. I hope that Wheel Time show is good.
I hope Dune's good.
Dune's gotta be good.
It's gotta be good.
Dune's gotta be good.
It's gotta be good.
It's probably out by the time this video's out, honestly, because we're gonna have to backlog it so hard.
Well,
anyway, thank you all for watching the Escape Pod reviewing The Witcher. I've been Sal.
I've been Nathan.
And yeah, thank you so much for being here.
And remember to toss a coin to your Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
Your local Witcher needs you.
Next week we'll be back with book 3. I'm assuming these are weekly videos.